So let's move on and talk about the wings then. So the Crosswing already into version 3. I mean, I can't believe how quickly we've got there already.
Yeah, time is flying, especially in the wing kind of design. And it's something we've put a huge amount of resource into. We now actually have 2 different wings that are really kind of progressing, and they each have their own different personalities. This is the 3rd version now of the X3, and that basically, this is our kind of state-of-the-art wing design. The X2 really kind of gained a really good personality for wing. It was incredibly efficient, yet had a great low end, and that's something we've tried to really kind of keep going in the X3 as a kind of, in the bigger sizes, it's got incredible grunt and just get up and go.
There's a couple of key things with it that there's a few wings that kind of look similar in terms of handles and handle placement and volume of handles. The first thing that was noticeable when this came out the year before was you have got quite unique handles, and then you've also the only brand to have a twin strut as well. So can you tell us about those?
Yeah, so if we start with the handles, these are actually the same that are on the Mantis in the layout. But now we've actually changed the diameter of the bar inside, and we've actually changed the shape of it. So as before it was more kind of spherical, now it's a lot more ergonomic for the hands, and it's incredibly rigid. So we decided to do this against a boom. We're not into the ideas really of having a boom, any kind of plastic components in a boom. And one of the reasons we pushed this double strut idea was to have incredible kind of shape of the canopy, so we can match the shape of the canopy right down. And actually you'll see now it also plays into the idea of having a bit more visibility in the wing, because the X3 comes with just windows. So actually when you're riding it, one of the problems if you just have one strut is that takes up quite a bit of room. So you'll notice riding this, there's actually it is a bigger window opening.
And does it create as much stiffness? Does it create as much stiffness as a single, thicker strut?
It's incredibly similar. That's one reason why we have the Mantis as well. So we have those 2 options that actually can have their own kind of plus points. And then probably for the kind of the ultimate stiffness, where we're working on with the Mantis, that's the reason why we have quite a big single strut. But one of the main things with the X3 is to have that where we can actually follow the curve of the actual canopy. And it's one thing that when you notice our wings, they tend to be incredibly stiff and taut. When people pick them up, they're like, wow, it actually is incredibly tight already. Whereas you see some people winging and the trailing edge can be lagging all over the place. So we put a lot of design work into that. And that just kind of follows where we're going really in the wing program. We're just ramping up designers and the team that's working on it.
And as well as performance, that's a longevity thing as well, isn't it? That having a trailing edge that stays tight over time, because that's one of the things that starts to go, isn't it? After
Yeah. We're one brand that actually put quite a lot into the trailing edge with 2-ply. Another massive thing with this is we've actually gone to a radial panel layout, so you can see how it actually works. And that one reason we did that was to kind of work on the design of it and the durability. So there are quite, in a wing that even is just the next generation, we've got quite a lot of new features that go into it. I mean, another thing that we always put a lot of effort into are the closing seams. So we have quite a lot of kind of stitch work that we've not really, done before, because the leading edges require a hell of a lot of pressure. And you hear about, tales of guys getting wings and the leading edge blow out. So we put pretty much everything that we're working on into these wings.
Okay, so run us through the Mantis then.
So the Mantis is an incredibly playful, lightweight wing. Again, you'll notice these kind of characteristics where the canopy tension is kind of perfect, which is a lot of design work. But as opposed to the X3, we've just got a single strut on this now, which is a large kind of diameter single strut for stability, so that when that's pumped up to high pressures, there's a really kind of strong skeleton frame. But a lot of the features cross over, a lot of the closing seam work that we do, handles, are all on the kind of the Mantis. Generally speaking, the difference is, if you're it will ride a bit kind of faster. It's a bit more playful if you're into kind of wave riding or the kind of freestyle aspect of wings. But the way that we've kind of maybe explained the difference in power is the X3 is a very good grunty get up and go. If you just want to, as soon as you get on the board, the X3's just got that on-demand power. You know, if you're learning or you just want something to just get you up and going, you know, if you hold that wing, there's going to be loads of power. We find people riding like the 5s and the 6s have incredible power versus even other brands of, say, the 7. You know, they're up and going. The difference where that crosses over to the Mantis is a bit more kind of nimble. When you're getting up, you might be able to use it a bit more. If you're pumping to get yourself onto the foil, it's a bit more nimble like that, and that will get you onto the... So in terms of power, it depends how you kind of talk about it, really. You can probably generate similar, but you have to be more aggressive with the wing as you're pumping it.
So the Mantis is available with and without windows. Now, windows for me is quite... I do totally get them, but I often don't ride in a really busy spot, and you were telling me earlier that they're really important in Hawaii because there's so many people winging now, and I can see that. So you've gone quite big windows on the Mantis.
Yeah, so we make the Mantis with a windows or windowless, so like you say, you've got that choice, and for some people they want without windows, and some do love that extra visibility. Some spots it's very busy, and it is really becoming something that we see in the busy destinations where safety is becoming a thing, especially as there's a lot of kids getting into winging. We see that a lot in Hawaii. There's all the kids are winging, and as soon as you see a few accidents, you know, we want to be able to have that option there. But we also do it without, so choice is up to you.
Is it cheaper without?
Exactly the same.
Okay, cool. All right, excellent. Thanks, James.
No worries.